In 2015, the American rapper and actor Curtis Jackson filed for bankruptcy with debt between $10 and $50 million, despite accumulating over $500 million during the course of his career. This raises an important question about money, as so many of our decisions and motivations in life are driven by the need or desire to obtain it. But what's the purpose of acquiring money if the real challenge lies in our ability to manage it effectively?
Americans now have the highest credit card debt in history. Translation: you didn't learn anything!
For me, even with a master's degree and having experience out in the field for over 10 years, I've had to have at least 3 jobs in order to not live paycheck to paycheck.
What is money to you? Does it seem to enter your life and immediately leave once you have it? Has money ever left you feeling vulnerable? Vulnerable enough to fall for a get-rich-quick scheme or a guru promising wealth, if only you'd buy their course? While my entire channel touches on these topics in one way or another, I've come to realize that how we perceive money can be even more important than how much we earn. After all, our minds are often wired to make irrational financial decisions. Does it really matter if you're making 6 figures a year, if by year's end, there's nothing left to show for it? To understand how to escape the rat race, you first need to understand what money really is. Money isn't just cash or a number in your bank account. It's a tool. And like any tool, it can either help you build something or it can trap you if you don't know how to use it. Money represents value. It's something that can be exchanged for goods, services, and resources. But here's the key. Money in itself is not the goal. What we're really after is what money can do for us. It's supposed to buy freedom, time, and security. But most of us are taught to work for money instead of using money to work for us. A rat race, an endless, self-defeating, and often pointless pursuit. It's frequently equated with working a 9-to-5 job, a comparison that some use to guilt you into buying their programs or books. But this portrayal is incredibly unfair. It villainizes having a job while ignoring the fact that many people genuinely enjoy or are content with their work, or have goals beyond their 9-to-5 that don't necessarily involve quitting it. A real rat race is living on the financial edge, constantly one paycheck away from being broke. It's that feeling where, as soon as money enters your life, it vanishes. And the more responsibilities you take on, the more precarious this situation becomes. Losing a job, an unexpected health crisis, or any unforeseen event can send your entire financial standing into chaos. Now, think about the mental toll of living on this edge. Your job stops being a choice and becomes a necessity, just to maintain your lifestyle or stay ahead of debt. This is what keeps most people stuck in the rat race. The money trap is the cycle of working to earn money, spending it all, and then needing to work again just to keep up. What's worse, society encourages this. We're told to buy bigger houses, fancier cars, and the latest gadgets, even if it means going into debt. The more we make, the more we spend, and suddenly, instead of having freedom, we're working harder than ever just to keep up with our lifestyle. But why is all of this? To be clear, I'm not saying that purchasing luxury items like jewelry or sports cars is bad or critiquing consumption itself. Instead, it's about becoming aware of how and why we consume. One concept that plays a major role here is social proof, our tendency to adopt the behaviors and choices of those around us. If everyone around us is buying a particular item, we feel compelled to do the same. The phrase "keeping up with the Joneses" captures this perfectly. Defined as striving to emulate or not be outdone by others, it describes the pressure to match what others have. When your neighbor buys a new car, you feel the urge to get one too. They remodel their kitchen, and you find yourself planning a renovation as well. But today, it's not just our neighbors. We're constantly exposed to a world of influencers' advertisements, and online portrayals of ideal lives that can fuel this cycle even more.
It's a mathematical thing. When you give your income to someone else, you don't have it anymore. Is this hard? This is hard, isn't it? And when you give your income away, you have given up your economic future.
In this way, the rat race is less about a 9-to-5 job and more about an endless pursuit of the next paycheck, the latest gadget, the nicest home. True personal goals and ambitions get overshadowed by the chase. It's thrilling to imagine accumulating wealth or fantasize about a life of luxury. But when financial security and well-being are compromised in the process, is it really worth it? That's the real rat race. When our relationship with money becomes more about feeding consumption than fulfilling our deeper goals. How can you actually escape the rat race? Change your mindset about money. The first step is to stop thinking of money as something you have to chase. Instead, think of it as a tool. You need to understand how to make money work for you. Acknowledge your current position. You can't move forward in life if you're not clear where you currently are so that you can know how far you are from where you want to go. You can learn how to escape the rat race when you first understand that your current circumstance is not where you have to stay. This is where the entrepreneurial path comes in. A successful business at scale can generate significant value for society, allowing your ability to produce income to grow exponentially compared to a standard job. However, entrepreneurship isn't a route everyone should pursue. It's essential to reflect on your own strengths and whether this path aligns with your capabilities. That said, increasing your output doesn't have to fit the traditional definition of a business. For example, Graham Stephan leverages YouTube as a platform to create personal finance videos at scale. I chose to follow a similar route by producing documentary-style videos. Producing is all about delivering value to the market in various forms. I've harnessed my skills in acting, storytelling, and video editing to create content that aims to be both entertaining and educational. Your own production might take the form of developing an app or software that addresses a specific problem. Escaping the rat race isn't something that happens overnight. It's a long-term process that requires discipline, education, and, most importantly, the right mindset. You have to shift your thinking from short-term gains like buying that new car to long-term wealth building. Remember, the goal isn't just to make more money, but to create a life where you have time, freedom, where your money is working for you, and where you're no longer trapped in the cycle of working just to pay bills. If you start today, you can break free. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. And the minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mold it. That's maybe the most important thing, is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you're just going to live in it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's very important. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you'll want to change life and make it better, because it's kind of messed up in a lot of ways. Once you learn that, you'll never be the same again.